Lisa.
And I'm Rasheida.
And we're the Bennett's. Hey! So, first of all, before we get started on today's topic, how y'all like my hair down? Oh, shoot. Look at that. Look at that. I never wear it down. Rasheida trying to act like she's not excited. But she was excited today when I had my hair down. So, because she's so used to. But look, check it out. How about this? Pippi Longstocking. And if I do like this, I can look like Cousin It. That's his name, right? Cousin It. Anyway, just a little fun.
If I can't even get it together.
All right, so
just want to stay up.
Oh wow. So anyway, today we had a question from a parent, and we said we would do a segment about this for parents. Ooh. And the question that came up,
had a chill.
It has kind of to do with what we call coming out.
I'm coming out.
Yeah. I want the world to know. So here's the question. Of course, I got to look down and read it. It says, I suspect my kid is gay. How do I bring it up? And should I bring it up? So, again, that process for people who are not aware, coming out is the process by which a gay person, stereotypically a gay person, tells or reveals his or her authentic or true self to people in their community, people they love, etc. And they're saying, I'm taking ownership of who I am.
Very good definition.
Well, thank you. But I don't, so coming out though, to me, is not, well, first of all, should you bring it up? I say no, don't bring it up.
What do you mean by bring it up?
Well, the question, I'm saying she, I don't know if the question. The question is, should I bring it up? Or,
okay. I'm sorry.
Or should I not? And I'm going to say, no, don't bring it up. I wrote down actually 2 points. I'm going to say, one, I think, be patient. If the person hasn't brought it up in a clear way, him or herself, then they may still be wrestling with it.
That's true.
And there are times when your suspicion could be not quite right. There may just be, let's say, for example, it could be a straight man who likes to cross-dress, and that's not the same thing. That's not being gay. So that person may still sort of be trying to figure out what that is. And so I say, don't bring it up. Be patient, and meanwhile, do some research.
Yes.
So that when it comes up,
Google.
Yeah.
Go to Google. It actually has quite a few of really, really good resources. Utilize Google.
And educate yourself about all the various ways that the individual may choose to identify his or her gender and or sexuality. Because again, they're different things. So I'm going to say just be patient. And I'm going to say that because, again, you don't want to push that. They may not be ready.
In case they're not ready.
You see anything different?
Actually, I agree with everything she said. For a change.
Oh, wow.
Just joking.
So, and then also, I don't think that... Oh, are you finished? I'm sorry.
I didn't even get the...
You said I agree for a change. Hey, hot dog, go ahead.
You know what?
No, go ahead.
And this is one of the things in our relationship.
We're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that. And this is one of the things she does. She always interrupts.
I cut her off. Okay.
So, basically, I don't think you should bring it up. But I agree with her that you should allow them to come to you. And be very open. Be compassionate. Because it's hard enough just trying to figure out what you want to do in life, let alone who you are, who you like, who you're attracted, who you're not attracted to, what you feel like on the inside versus what you look like on the outside. So I believe that you just have to give it some time and some patience and let the person come to you. So she hit the nail on the head. But I did want to say something.
I'm going to give you a chance to say something else. But I'm going to say this too. When they do bring it up to you, know this is a sign of trust, because most of the time, well, let me give you a little bit of my the way I did it. I want it was kind of funny. I call myself at some point becoming authentic enough and sitting my parents down to have this discussion. And they were looking at me like I was growing something out of my head and saying, yes, so we were just waiting for you to verify. We just didn't want to. And I said, well, I've been sweating. Why didn't y'all tell me? Well, we didn't want to jump the gun, because what would have happened had we been wrong and accused you of being this way or the other way? And I was like, well, okay, I never thought about it from that perspective. But the other thing that I did was, and I was particularly concerned about my mom, I tested it, and sometimes people will do this. If you're a parent and you have really close friends or aunts, extended aunts and uncles, or somebody in the family that the kids trust, they may go to that person and try to have a little side talk and stuff and plant little, I won't say seeds, but they're trying to test to see, if I say it to Aunt Susie, Aunt Betty, or Uncle Joe, who cool with me, because it's easier when it's not your child.
Yep.
When they're cool with me, they can help me sort of navigate when I'm ready to tell my parents. So, I don't think coming out as one big, like you jump out of the box like Jack in the Box, boom. I don't think that's how it happens. It happens.
That would be kind of cool though. I'm gay.
It happens gradually, and it happens in different places at different times. And so when I call myself revealing myself to my family, they would look at me like I was crazy. But it was another reveal for me too, because I came out in my life away from home and away from my family, because as long as I was away from them, I wasn't embarrassing them. They didn't have to deal with it. It wasn't in their faces. But at my workplace and in my adult life that was somewhere else, I was very out. I just wasn't in the face at home, because I didn't want to cause any more, any bad will or ill will for my family from the community. So there are places too that sometimes people are out and in simultaneously.
Ooh,
so they may be out with certain friends and certain community. Because in high school, I definitely had a clique of friends who we were all questioning.
Okay.
But we were the only ones who kind of knew for sure that we were questioning. And then when I got to college, it became maybe a broader group of friends. And then I did my own sort of testing. But then when I got to be an adult and decided, well, this is definitely where I'm going, then I wanted to tell my family and include them. But, testing the waters to be sure, talking to a couple of my mom's friends or whatever, saying, how you think she's going to respond to this?
That's great.
So I think there are layers of coming. I don't think it's just one bam, because you have to mature into that.
Well, I'm going to tell you about my coming out. I don't even think mine was really a coming out. I don't think I was ever really in the closet. It's her. It is 11 years between us, and her coming out or her staying in, she was double dutching. One foot in, one foot out. One foot in, one foot out. I was just like, I'm here. And I dated, I guess I would be considered right now what they call fluid, because I dated guys, I dated women. But I knew I was attracted to both genders. I never ended a relationship with a woman until I got, I think my senior year in high school. I was just doing whatever. But my main thing was, I told my mom I was concerned, because I born and raised in the church, choir director, well known, had tons of boyfriends. But my mom was one of the church nurses, the church mamas, and she did not speak to me for 2 weeks. When I told her, I said, Ma, I think I like girls. And I like guys, but I think I like girls too. And she didn't speak to me for 2 weeks. I was just like, I was hurt. But I got over it. But my coolest thing was, I told my cousins. I was my cousins, and I said, listen, I don't want y'all to hear this from nobody else. I need you to hear it from me. And I was like, I'm gay. They were like, so are you gonna change? Like, we still love you. It was like, okay. whatever. And then another one of my favorite was my aunt. One of my aunts, I have quite a few, and she said to me, "Do you love her?" I said, "Yes." "Does she love you?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Do you respect each other?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Are you happy?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Then who the hell cares about what anybody else says? Your happiness is your priority." And so that right there, I was like, listen, my mom ain't speaking to me right now. My cousins and my aunties and my family, they kind of were like, we can love you no matter what. So I was just like, baby, I went to gay pride. I had rainbow colored hair. I had rainbow lashes. I had rainbow colored everything. When I met her on my car, I had a lot of rainbow stickers.
Oh boy. It was the Pride Mobile.
And baby, I'm still proud now. She don't let me stick one on the car now because she was like, "Excuse me, we on a Mercedes. No sticker goes on a Mercedes."
Yeah.
I was like, whatever.
Nobody puts bumper stickers on Audis and Mercedes. I mean,
I do.
no. She used to. So anyway, but I still would push back a little bit with you about just busting out. So here's another thing. When like she said, when we started dating, there are 11 years between us. She grew up in a different generation, and I do think it's somewhat easier now to come out because you can go to the prom. You couldn't go to the prom with another girl when I was in high school.
Oh, I think that's the coolest thing. Not even when I was in high school.
When our kids went to the prom, there were same-sex couples going to the prom. So I do think it's a little bit more acceptable and more tolerable. So I think it's still a little easier, but there's still a safety issue. And when she and I started dating, because of the difference in age, I was accustomed to, although we were out at home, we knew it, our friends knew, our family knew, we would go to the mall and I wouldn't hold her hand because I'd like, listen, there's still crazy people in the world. I'm not ready for that. Well, she came along considerably 11 years later, and for her generation of gay woman, lesbian, whatever, she was like, "You better hold my hand or we're not dating no more." I'm like, whoa, I'm not trying to get hurt anymore.
I was like, they don't like it, don't look.
So even at my age, at that point, 30-something years old, that was still another level of coming out. And I'm going to put one more example in there. Because again, I think that it's as you age and where you get more comfortable. When we decided to get married, now everybody knows that we live together and all this stuff is going on, but getting married was still another level of that's coming out now to the whole universe, the whole world, and what does that mean? And so I do think that again, it's not one time, one shot, I'm out. No, that's not how it goes. It's the same sort of maturation process that happens in life. And when you're older, it's just a little trickier because it's same sex and you know how everybody's going to respond. But I think we may have talked about this in the secret or while in the first video with the video about why we were doing the show.
Oh yeah.
Because when we planned our wedding and we invited people, we invited everybody we loved and gave them the option to opt out. Because we did not want them to look back in 20 years or something and say, we made that decision for them.
Right.
But, go ahead.
I was just about to say, yeah, we definitely did not want to make that decision for them. So we left the ball in their court and let them make the decision. And I was very surprised by the people that I thought, had my back, was in our corners always. Those were the ones that were like, whoa, you're getting married? Before God? In a church?
So for some people,
I can't do it. What? One person that was very, very, very dear to my heart, and I'm not going to say their name. They said to me and her, I can't come because my pastor told me not to come. And then their pastor was at our wedding. So what? Why? If you don't want to come, don't come. When people start coming at you like that, you have to let them be. I was like, and it kills me. And of course, me being who I am, I make sure This the pastor. The pastor was in between us. We taking pictures, and now when I saw that person, I was like, I thought you said your pastor told you not to come. Yeah. There's a picture. And I know that you shouldn't be like that, but I just needed to be like that. I was,
So this is about the second or third time y'all see that Rasheida really can get heated up about some
I'm
stuff.
so sorry.
But she's right though. The interesting thing about that is I've been associate minister at a few churches. We've always been in leadership at churches, at whatever church we were attending, and so a lot of our friends are theologians, and they're married to theologians. So pretty much, we had about 400 people at our wedding, which shocked us, but about 50% were theologians, meaning preachers, ministers, rabbis,
evangelists.
So it's sort of comical in a way, but people gonna do what they're gonna do.
That's right.
And I think we had another episode about when you wait to figure out why people do what they do, you just. I like this Cat Williams. I'll wait. You just gonna be a while.
You've been quoting Cat for a minute on a couple episodes.
So I will say this, just to answer the question: be patient. Be patient. Educate yourself so that when they come to you, you can ask intelligent questions, and that will show them that you had some interest, just in case, and because you'll know some stuff.
And also, if there's someone that you trust, or that you want to, or that you can talk to them. And more than likely, they either already know, or they just gonna love and support you. And unfortunately, it's almost like if you got a Band-Aid and you just got sometimes just rip it off. And that slowly pulling your hairs out, painful.
So again, this was for the parents who are asking the question. One more little side thing to take note. Coming out, there's a difference between self-identification and who the person chooses to date. So don't get that confused either. When they come out and they say, I want to be referred to with the male pronouns, him, he, whatever, that does not mean, that's just how they identify. It has nothing to do with whom they may choose to date. Completely different areas.
Totally different.
So again, that's why it's important that you just be patient and educate yourself meanwhile. I hope that was helpful. Send us more questions and we will do our best to answer them as honestly and truthfully as we can, and to help find resources if you can. PFLAGs, all those kind of groups. There are tons of gay and lesbian support groups. GLAD, the Lambda Project. There are all kinds of organizations. Just Google LGBTQ. And by the way, it used to just be LGBTQ. There are 13 acronyms, 13 letters in that acronym now. So we'll talk about that on a different show, because I know that a bunch of straight people confused, because I'm confused and I've been around for a while. I don't get it. I don't get why we need all of them, but I'm not saying that they're not important. I just need to educate myself more on why.
Absolutely. And please, and I know this may sound crazy, we don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to speak for everybody. I don't know all of the acronyms and what all of the different versions or labels that they have out there, because there are so many.
Yeah, it's growing every day.
And I believe that because the rainbow is our
symbol.
Yeah, our symbol, our unity symbol, because it's so diverse, it's eclectic. And I believe that you have an eclectic people, you're gonna have eclectic labels for people. No, like there's no other Lisa Bennett on this planet. There's no other Rasheida Bennett on this planet. So, but Lisa identifies as blah 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 blah. Rasheida identifies as blah 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 blah. So, and whoever else, you just don't know. And I think every person is different and they identify. So you can't put like every black female together and they just those is lesbians.
I think just based on that probably the attempt is to make it as inclusive as possible.
Yes. And there's times making it inclusive as possible is a little confusing.
Make it complicated, but everybody's included.
Right.
So, anyway, hopefully that was helpful. And we will catch you on the next episode. Peace.
Peace.